Ever wish you could just reach up into the sky and pluck down that one perfect cloud? Bring it all the way back down to Earth to call your own? Forget about touching grass, touch the clouds instead. Oh hey, didn't see you there. Let me just grab a couple things real quick and I'll show you around my grotto. Real damp around these parts, which makes for some pretty moldy socks, but also a great way to get around using these here vines. Now, I don't know who designed this place, but they could have put some of these platforms a little closer together. Goodness gracious, ever heard of a handrail? Not a problem for a skilled climber like me though, I assure you. Onwards and upwards, as they say. Up above these here clouds, it's nice and dry, so you can put your umbrella away. Now right up at the top of this tower is my old friend, Buddy. Emphasis on old. Well, hope you enjoyed the tour more than he did. Thank you for showing us around. Didn't catch your name. It's always cool to see traveling through the clouds being shown off in a game, whether it's climbing up above them or descending down through them. One thing that's really neat about the clouds is that they're up in the sky, which means that any sort of vertically inclined platformer or Metroidvania is kind of the perfect genre to feature them in. Soaring between floating islands is a feeling like no other. Owlboy and Islets are two games that immediately came to mind for me here. Vernal Edge is another that popped up during my extensive research for this video, and Fez also has some pretty tall towers that extend well into the troposphere, sometimes even beyond. Cloud Climber is a game about exploring what remains of 4 abandoned towers and reflecting on your own life up in the clouds. And it goes to show that some cloud games are pretty cloudy, you know? Less happy and colorful, more dreary and foggy. And the entirety of Threshold takes place on top of a mountain so tall that you're constantly enveloped in this thick layer of smoggy clouds, which cast this hopeless mood upon the whole game. Anyway, back to the tower thing. The tower at Tortena is a very curious and free game about exploring a rather sleepy tower and figuring out how to activate a strange device using several recorders placed throughout various nooks and crannies. It has some lovely views out over the surrounding city that's just peeking through the top of the clouds, and lots of interesting lore scattered about in the form of old notes. These appear lighter or darker depending on where the light in the room is coming from, which is a very nice touch. Another really cool, short, and free experience called City of Muse is the perfect example of my dream graphics in a game. This tunnel with all the particles blowing through the fog, these bushes that look like people if you look at them from the right angle, this extremely detailed boarded up door that I couldn't stop inspecting up close and personal. This part where things get kinda weird. In the upcoming High Above, you'll construct a series of impossibly tall skyscrapers, filling each one with small details and signs of life, a cozy reading nook, an artist's easel, or a small greenhouse filled with meticulously placed plants. I really wasn't expecting its demo to give you so much freedom in terms of the size and placement of the buildings and the variety of objects to fill them with, so that was a very lovely surprise indeed. Of course, horticulturalists may find that the unique atmospheric conditions at such high altitudes provide a fun challenge for their green thumbs. Cloud Gardens is all about repurposing wasteland dioramas with all kinds of different vegetation, flowers, ferns, fungus, you name it, to create these lovely and vibrant little scenes. And Grow Home is about growing and climbing up a bunch of alien vines that stretch all the way up into space. You play as Bud, or Botanical Utility Droid, and explore a whimsical world of low-poly islands and other oddities. A great example of a tiny little ecosystem way up in the sky comes in the form of a game with a pretty funny name. The wide open sky is running out of Catfish. Warning, this demo may cause you to shed a few tears. Don't spend too much time on the computer. It's good to take a break every now and then. Mom. Great words to live by. You play as a photographer living on the back of a giant flying catfish. When you play a special song on your flute, you'll transform into a serpent, fly through these colorful popcorn-looking clouds, and use them to summon a plethora of fish to liven up the sky. This is such a special game that I'm really looking forward to playing in full next year. Adventurers and more business-minded individuals will find that there are plenty of opportunities to set up shop in the sky, specifically if you want to be the captain of your very own airship. Town Seek is a particularly cute one that's currently still slated to release by the end of 2025. The world you'll fly around and explore looks like it's straight out of a sticker book, and there are plenty of weird and funny landmarks to admire as you fly around searching for killer deals. Buy low, sell high. Those are the only rules in these skies. The characters are also cute, you can customize your ship with tons of different looks, and complete quests to get to know the locals. Little Wings Deliveries is an underrated little gem from earlier this year where you play as a purple bird just trying to make it to school at the Royal Postal Academy. But Michael the Cloud has other plans. Fly around on your sky raft, fetch things for people, do some kick flips, take a few selfies, and blow some clouds out of the way with the power of friendship. Now, most of these games have had one thing in common, or, two if you count the overarching theme of this video, and that is, they're all kind of peaceful and chill. So let's speed things up, shall we? I do want to apologize real quick to all of your wish lists. My goal with this video was to not hold back any of the Cloud games. Usually in a list video like this, I'll pick like 8 to 10 games tops, and then end up cutting at least over half of my original picks to get there. No holding back here. Just kidding, I still had to cut some games from this list, not gonna lie. Time for the miscellaneous speed round. Many of you know that Cloudpunk is a personal favorite game of mine and a pretty easy pick for this video given its title, a Cheel cyberpunk delivery driver sim. I almost forgot about it, but Viewfinder's definitely got some clouds in it. In my defense, it is pretty easy to get swept up in all the perspective shifting, mind-altering photo taking that you do in it, but there are definitely some clouds too. And Sunless Skies, while at the end of the day probably isn't the kind of game I'd make it very far in, does have you RPGing your way through some steampunk skies. I think a natural place to end this video is with one genre that I've kind of been avoiding up until now, and that is flying games. Superflight is a classic. It's the first game I ever decided to get all the achievements in, which is something I rarely do anymore these days because I am no longer a jobless college student, but still. You can kind of just play this one forever, flying through tunnels and small cracks in the rocks, pulling off stunts, or just trying to get to the next level as fast as possible. In Air Memories of Old, you transform into a bird to fly between floating islands and explore their mysterious ruins. And XO1 is a flying/marble racing game that definitely has you cruising through plenty of clouds, fog, wind, rain, and other moody weather phenomena. And I hope you all enjoyed this down-to-earth tour of games that touch the clouds.